Richmond, the capital city of the Commonwealth of Virginia, is home to a bus rapid transit, or BRT line, called the Pulse. BRT is basically an enhanced bus route that, in an ideal world, moves quickly and has a priority right-of-way along its route with high frequencies. The Pulse sort of does this. It has its own bus lanes for much of its route, but not all. It has some of its own dedicated traffic signals, but buses often get stuck waiting at red lights while car lanes get to go. It runs every 10 minutes on weekdays and every 15 minutes weekday evenings and weekends, while running half-hourly late at night. It has level platforms and all-door boarding, making stops quicker. But sometimes it gets stuck in traffic, or trips get dropped and frequencies get worse. So is the Pulse a good BRT line? Come along and see for yourself. The Pulse runs from Willow Lawn Station, which is way west of downtown, east through downtown and past Amtrak's Main Street station to Rockets Landing, primarily along Broad and Main Streets. I'll be boarding at Willow Lawn, the station at the western end of the Pulse, which is surrounded by car-centric suburban sprawl. This station and the next one, Staples Mill, just the road, not the Amtrak station of the same name, are simply located along a regular section of road. They have the typical passenger amenities like maps and benches found at other Pulse stations, but there aren't any bus lanes here. It is just a bus stop. Hello from Richmond. I think this is where the Pulse buses lay over until they're ready to pick up people, but we'll be riding the whole thing, hopefully. Alrighty. We made it. So the western end of it is just Stroads, and more Stroads. This is what a station looks like on the street-running, very Strode-like section. We're getting to the left. I think we enter the median busway pretty shortly. Good wayfinding, though. So we're officially in the left lane. Density's pretty good, even this far out of the line. For the record, this is red light number 2. Still not in the busway, though. Alright, we are officially in a bus lane. After Staples Mill, the median busway begins, with 2 lanes for buses in the middle of the road. The next 5 stations, Science Museum, Scott's Addition, Allison Street, VCU, VUU, and Arts District, are all median stations. Platforms are on the right side of the bus lanes, so passengers have to cross a few car lanes just to get to the platform, which is at least sheltered from passing cars. And the platform's on the right. There's a station the other direction. Pretty simple, but it works. Red light number 3. And this one's in the busway. Alright, we're at Science Museum, not without a red light in the busway though first. So, red light 4, I think, but number 2 in the busway. Fun fact, the Science Museum of Virginia is an old train station. This is the old Broad Street station, which opened in 1919, and was used by both the Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac, and the Atlantic Coast Line, and even later Amtrak. Unfortunately, the station was replaced by Staples Mill Road Station in 1975. What a shame. I don't know if this is irony or not, but we're at a red light in the busway. We're supposed to have priority right in front of the DMV. Good job, Richmond. I think they should put the stops on the near side of the intersection, so if there is a red light, I mean, the bus is going to stop anyway, but it does not appear that they do that, at least in this case. I know this is such riveting content, but another red light in the busway. It makes me almost like the Metro way. This is still better, though. We're gonna lose the median bus lane soon, and we're gonna actually have a bus lane on the right side of the street, so the buses do cross over at some point soon. It's funny how we go from, like, density, and then they'll just be, like, suburban stores. Like, there's just a Lowe's randomly, and it's next to, you know, a mid-rise apartment tower. We're entering VCU territory, which also means that ridership might just go insane for the next few stops. At least that's been my experience in the past. We're flying by other buses and traffic, so the bus lanes are working. Richmond's got some really cool architecture. Like, it's just not repetitive, it's not boring, it's very cool. Here's where we lose the bus lane. So, after we sit at yet another red light in the busway, the buses will cut over to the right side of the street, and then there'll be a curb running lane, which works just as well, I suppose. Probably a little easier for pedestrian access. So I guess, interesting. Oh, there's the end of the bus lane. I'm loving this architecture, Richmond. Starting at Convention Center Station, buses run in lanes along the curb, serving bus platforms along the sidewalk at Convention Center, Government Center, and VCU Medical Center. And we're getting passed by a local bus. Cool. So as we sit at yet another red light, I can just say that bus signal priority would be good. Transit-only signals would be great. I don't know, time it with a pedestrian advanced walk signal. It could be done. It would make this quite a bit more efficient. Oh, it's emptying out finally. Now you can kind of see the wayfinding board. It's pretty good. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. A lot of the stops seem to be about a block apart from each other for each direction. So like the westbound stop will be at one corner, and then the eastbound stop might be at the other end of the block. From VCU Medical Center onward, buses run in mixed traffic for the rest of the route, serving Main Street Station, which has a connection to Amtrak trains, Shockoe Bottom, East Riverfront, and Rockets Landing. Unfortunately, the massive freeway has, interrupted the view of the station from downtown. But hey, at least it's served by rapid transit. Would have been really good if they actually just connected this to Staples Mill Station. That would be really convenient, because Staples Mill sees more trains. And it's a lot busier, I think. I know it's definitely busier. And Main Street's a nicer station, but it just doesn't see the level of service that Staples Mill does. So I would like to see, I don't know, a Pulse extension at the Staples Mill. That'd be nice. They have these cool maps on the bus stop walls, too. I mean, it's only, it's a route diagram, but it's also, like a neighborhood map of Richmond. I don't know, so it's your typical Gillig. Ridership has gone down quite a bit. There's not a lot of people on right now. There's the bridge Amtrak uses. Neat. There's a reason why this next station is East Riverfront. We are east of downtown, and that's the James River.
I can finally, I guess, be on camera. Less people on the bus. No one got on or off there, but the bus still has to stop, so there's no stop request system. It just makes all stops, which is fine. I think every other station has had at least one on or off, so it's not that huge of a deal, but maybe something to consider if they want to make the line slightly more efficient.
This is pretty good scenery. Oh, look at that. That is a neat view of downtown. I don't know. Maybe tell me in the comments, but is this the prettiest BRT scenery in the country? Maybe. Alright, here's Rockets Landing. Where I will get off for a little bit. So information says 8 minutes and then 19 minutes. So right now it seems like frequencies every 10-ish minutes. So we'll just kind of explore this area a little bit. Right, so this is Rockets Landing. It has some leaning benches, some actual benches, and then this really cool graphic behind it a lot of the stations seem to have. With just, the different stops along the line. And I assume these are QR codes that will take you to station information or maybe area maps, which is a pretty cool way to design your bus stop wall. I mean, they could have just had this as ads, but no, they actually, took the time to make this a nice little piece of interactive urban art, I guess. And it's actually helpful too. That's the bus I just got off. It's been sitting at that red light for quite a while, but these are the pylons. Supposedly, this is all credit goes to my friend Cole Thompson for telling me this and to wherever he learned about it. These pylons are supposed to flash, or not flash, they're supposed to light up a certain number of segments of the pylon, and that green glow stick looking thing
to tell you how close the bus is. As far as I'm aware, that doesn't work. Maybe it did at one point, but from my experience riding the Pulse the last time I rode it, and from this time, whoa, it just changed. Okay, maybe it does work. I stand corrected, literally on camera. So I guess 5 green segments mean the bus is as far away as it can be. Maybe each one's a minute, not really sure. But it was down to the 1 at the bottom, and that's when my bus pulled up. So if this actually works, that's really neat. So it's not like you have to go into the bus stop and look at this tiny sign. You can just see it from like maybe even a block away to see how close the bus is. That's a really cool design feature. So this is Rocket's Landing, but it's like an old warehouse district, it looks like. I know I've ridden through this a lot on the Northeast Regional, and they have like a whole warehouse that's been turned into either offices or apartments, and that seems to be a pretty common thing for Richmond. There's a bus that just wasn't tracking. Well, I guess I'll get the next one. So maybe that pylon thing doesn't work. Or maybe it just lit up all 5 because that means the bus is closest. And mine was the one that wasn't tracking. I really could not tell you. The nice thing about frequency on a bus route is I at least know that I'm not stranded here, because this is pretty far out of downtown. And definitely seems like an area that, you know, in other cities wouldn't have great bus service, but no, this is pretty good, pretty exceptional bus service. Now, the Pulse as a line, I mean, it's a BRT, but you know how America does BRTs? Poorly. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great bus route, don't get me wrong. It's not a good BRT. Both Virginia bus routes are not good at being rapid. They love red lights for some reason, and there's traffic, and this one didn't have any traffic this time, but there are definitely areas where it could get stuck. This is an excellent view of downtown. So props to whoever designed the Capitol Trail. It's a phenomenal little piece of infrastructure. All right, I'm gonna go get some dinner. Not in Rocket's Landing. I didn't really see any restaurants I'm familiar with. Not that that's a bad thing, but I am on a schedule, so I'll probably get the next Pulse bus back towards downtown where there's plenty of options. And also, you'll get to see a downtown station, so that'll be cool. This one was not tracking. Shocker. All right, we are leaving. And check out this wayfinding. That's pretty good, right? Well, we're off to a good start with the stoplights. So this street only has 1 lane in the direction we're going, and yep, there's traffic. So maybe Richmond should look into widening it. With a bus lane, of course. Alright. Getting off at Main Street Station to get some dinner. Yeah, I forgot Richmond has these things. The weird, what? Oh, you push, you know what? I don't even know. How do these work, Richmond? I also didn't mention it. All of GRTC is free. There's no fares on anything. So, it's pretty good. So, is the Pulse good? Well, as I said, I think it's a good bus route and not a good bus rapid transit route on account of, well, I wouldn't consider it rapid. The Pulse gets bus lanes and nice stations right, but its buses are, in practice, still slow and get stuck waiting at red lights as cars get to go right in front of them. The city that was once home to the world's first successful electric streetcar system deserves, in my opinion, better rapid transit than the Pulse. Again, it's a good bus route, it just doesn't come close to matching the speed or capacity that could come with rail transit. But the Pulse is what it is. It functions and it's mostly frequent, with some nice touches that really elevate it above just your average city bus route. The route makes sense, except for one thing that could make it a whole lot better. The Pulse's western terminus is not that far from Richmond Staples Mill Road Amtrak station, especially considering that the western end of the Pulse is basically just a street-running bus route with nice bus stops. I think buses should turn north from Willow Lawn to serve the Staples Mill Road Amtrak station. No bus lanes required, though they'd be nice. So GRTC would finally serve Richmond's busiest train station with frequent transit, and I feel like it'd be an extremely easy change to make happen.
But it seems like BRT is here to stay in Richmond, as they've been looking at bringing BRT to new places in the city. And even if it's not actually rapid, more better bus transit would still benefit the city. With all that being said, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, commenting, and/or subscribing, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your week.